This is like a dessert beer, you know, a couple hours after you've had dinner, you want something really sweet, you're gonna crush this before bed. It's a great shower beer too. I've had this beer in the shower, it's really good. You feel it the second you get out. This is my favorite shower beer, I'd say. Coming at you live from the Sacramento Hive. I'm excited.
And I am John. Welcome to local Beer.Buzz. We talk about those epic beers that are buzzing on the street, tell you which ones are the best to drink. Today we're trying sours.
Part one!
Josh is obviously enthusiastic.
Very. Sour beer is my favorite type of beer. Well, good sour beer, that is. And I have been ecstatic to do this episode since we said we were going to do a sour episode. And guess what? There's going to be more than one part! This is just part one. I'm excited for all of it.
All right, let's dive right in.
Let's do it. Nosedive. Alright, so the first beer that we're going to have is Just Add Fruit from Claimstake Brewing Company. Claimstake is located at 11366 Munoz Park Place, Rancho Cordova. Just Add Fruit is a cranberry and orange sour at 6% ABV. It happens to be one of my favorites. So while I get pouring this, John's got something really important to tell you.
Today we're going to talk about the grading. We grade on a 5-point scale. The first is appearance. The second, aroma. Third is flavor. Fourth is mouthfeel. And fifth is overall impression. Did we like this beer? We also rank the beer on a 6-point scale. From sandbag this beer, which is leave it behind, to would I tattoo this beer on my face, because it's that crazy good.
Alrighty, so let's just dive right into this. Look at that color. That color, really nice. You know, it's what you'd expect out of a sour. That cranberry just really dominates the tangerine in this. You know, it's a nice dark red. I'm getting absolutely no color from the tangerine.
And right off the bat, we just popped open this beer, but the whole room smells like cranberry and some kind of citrus fruit.
It does.
It's amazing. I mean, like, we're about to go in for aroma, but I can already kind of smell the aroma everywhere.
It's intoxicating. It's really a great aroma. You get the tartness of the tangerine, tartness of the cranberries. Just tart all around, very acidic.
It very much smells like sweet cranberry juice and then some kind of like vitamin, like Flintstone vitamins in there. Like Flintstone orange vitamins, if you remember eating those as a kid. It's got kind of a vitamin orange kind of smell to it.
The sour gummy ones, you know, the orange ones with the sour gummies. Yeah, it tastes.
They didn't have gummies when I was a kid. This guy's got new technology on me for.
They had gummies when I was a kid. That's incredible. That is just really good. You get the cranberry, you get the tangerine. It's really a nice balanced fusion of the two. It's like they married them like in a perfect unity of flavor. And you know, I've actually sat down with the brewer a few times and talked to him about, like, you know, asking for tips and tricks in home brewing, and he's a really nice guy. So do you say there's any hops in this, or do you think this is just a no hop, just straight fruit?
They might have hops in the very end of it, but it's a very, very fruity, very acidy, like, you know, generally to call it beer, most people put a tiny bit of hops in there, but they don't need that much because really the balance comes from the fruit, sour, and the sweetness.
I could just see the brewer just standing over the giant vat saying, one hop, just to call it beer.
It's very good. This is very crushable. This is the most crushable, like, sour I think I've ever had. Generally, sours for me are kind of on this medium level where I wouldn't just go to a place just to only drink sours. I might have one if it's there, or if it's something new that I've never had. Generally just because they kind of, I'm not big on, like, the pH. It's a little bit low for me. It's a little too acidic for me. Can't really mix it with too many foods and stuff. But at the same time, like, I would say, like, right off the bat, I'm not a big sour person, Josh is, but this beer is very good and very, very crushable.
This is like a dessert beer, you know, a couple hours after you've had dinner, you want something really sweet, you're gonna crush this before bed. It's a great shower beer too. I've had this beer in the shower, it's really good. You feel it the second you get out. This is my favorite shower beer, I'd say.
Yeah, well, 6%, you know, and the low pH, you'll probably feel that alcohol a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I would say that this is definitely a keggable beer for me, by far. Even though I don't like sours that much, and I wouldn't say I don't like sours, I would just say they're not my favorite. But this one, crushable, lots of juicy flavor,
Yeah.
tart, but not, overwhelmingly sour.
I would agree with you that this is a keg for me. Like, I really love it, but at the same time, there's a lot of great sours out there that I just can't commit to this one and tattoo it on myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'd get a keg of it because once the keg's gone, well, that's my commitment. But tattoo is forever, and I just can't drink this beer forever.
I could drink this for a good while, though. Thanks, Claimstake. On to the next beer.
On to the next. And but real quick, Claimstake, you are doing stuff right. Thank you for this amazing beer.
And for our next beer, we're trying Blackcurrant and Pomegranate from Jackrabbit Brewing Company. Where exactly are they located?
Jackrabbit Brewing Company is located at 1315 Terminal Street in West Sacramento.
We've tried them before. Their IPA and their hazy that we tried were off the chain.
So good.
Can't wait to dive into this sour.
Oh, let's look at that color. Well, that's actually a really nice color. It's pretty clear. You got a nice pomegranate color. I don't really know what blackcurrant looks like, but that color is definitely the pomegranate. It's actually a bit darker, so probably the blackcurrant adds a little bit of darkness to it.
I would definitely say it's definitely like a deep, like almost purple red. It's got some great color to it.
It really does. That's actually a really good looking beer. I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer to the camera so they could really see that. That's a really nice looking beer.
Beer vision. Yeah. The aroma is not as like all over the place like Claimstake / Beer.Buzz, but there's definitely something in the air. It's mostly just sour in the air.
Yeah, it's the acidity. Yeah, you could smell the acidity.
It's like a yogurt sour. I'm getting like
dude, it smells like yogurt. This smells like yogurt.
Yeah, it's definitely like the lactic acid like has like a kind of a yogurt smell to it.
Yeah, it's really like a nice creamy smell. Is there any lactose in this? Do we know?
No, lactic acid. So lactic acid is actually in sour yogurt. A lot of breweries, like when their beer starts to turn, like if say that they were trying to sour a beer or not trying to sour a beer, started turning, they just didn't have time to clean out their grain. They might go and get some yogurt from like a farmer's market or a grocery store and add it to it because it already has lactic acid, which is normally a souring component, and they'll feed it to whatever is going on in the beer, in the grain bed, and then that lactic acid will continue to grow and repropagate all over, and then they get this really sour beer. It's more of a natural kind of sour.
No, I've heard that unpasteurized Greek yogurt is the best to use for that.
I have no idea. I never used yogurt for any of these things. I thought it was always just a fluke, kind of a weird thing, but this actually smells very yogurty. It smells like blackcurrant and yogurt. It's weird. I wonder if that's what they did, or...
I'm guessing, yeah, that's what they did. Probably use some Greek yogurt. And the reason why I specifically say unpasteurized is because pasteurized yogurt has all of those, has the lactic acid and the probiotics just burned out of it already, because pasteurization is bringing it to a boil for a short amount of time. So it's already killed off that bacteria that makes it sour. Versus, just unpasteurized Greek yogurt is very rich in probiotics and the lactic acid.
All right. How's the flavor of this?
That is a fantastic flavor. What's the ABV on this to start off? Like I don't taste it at all.
I think I forgot to mention that. The ABV on this, it's 4.3, which seems to be a standard with Jackrabbit. I think we reviewed a few of their other beers, and 4.3 seems to be where they hit for their sours.
It's the magic number, 4.3. Which
I think actually, generally sours are in the lower range. If you're going to make like an imperial sour, it just has to be normally over like 6 or 6.5% for it to be imperial. Whereas a beer is imperial when it's above like 7 or 7.5%.
Well, I think we got some imperial sours on the docket for today, so that should be interesting.
This is very, very tart.
You really get that black currant in there. The pomegranate really takes a back seat in this for me. You get a lot of that black currant.
I would say that the pomegranate gave it the color. It gives it a sour pomegranate flavor, but then the black currant is actually like the only sweet notes in it. There's kind of this complex kind of raisiny, kind of like almost berry flavor that's throughout the beer. Whereas the pomegranate is definitely the color, and it's definitely like kind of the harsh sourness on the sides of your mouth. So you are getting both, it's just you're getting different realms of them. You're not getting a sweet pomegranate, you're getting more of a sweet blackcurrant, you're getting a sour pomegranate.
Yeah, the sour and bitter pomegranate. You know, I gotta say, in my opinion, I don't think it's layered very well. There's not much really depth or complexity to the flavor, in my opinion. It's really just, you got that blackcurrant, you got a little bit of pomegranate, and a hint of sour, and that's what you're getting. And that's just kind of my take on this beer. I'd finish the beer. You know what I mean? It's not bad. It's just not fantastic, you know. So in terms of rating, I would finish the beer.
I would say it has a lot of pomegranate flavors, so I would say I would 4-pack it. I would definitely share this beer. I would tell people, can you taste the pomegranate? For our third and final beer today, we're trying something different. What beer are we trying?
I'm glad you asked, John. We're going to try Fresh Out of the Barrel by Burning Barrel. And I'm actually really excited for this beer because I've been drinking Burning Barrel sours for a while, but this is their first barrel-aged sour. This was barrel-aged with peaches, cinnamon, and vanilla, coming in at 9.5%. This is a big boy. While I crack this open and pour some glasses of it, John's got something really important to talk to you guys about.
I'm going to talk to you about Hop Hero Homebrew Supply. Hop Hero Homebrew Supply has cider making supplies, wine making supplies, mead making supplies, and beer making supplies. Anything you need to make epic fermented beverages at home. Stop by, check them out at www.hophero.com. Thanks for watching. Let's try that beer.
I should probably mention that Burning Barrel is located at 11210 Sun Center Drive, Suite B, Rancho Cordova, just down the street from FedEx.
Don't forget Suite B, not Suite A. We don't want you to get a sandwich instead of a beer.
Yeah, they're right next to Pocket Deli, who makes just as good sandwiches as they do beer.
Look at the color on that.
It's kind of brown, which you'd kind of expect from a barrel-aged beer. You know, it's been aged in an oak barrel for a while, or at least I would assume an oak barrel.
To me, it definitely looks like a peach. It reminds me of a peach. Like if you told me that this was a peach drink, I would assume that that's what it was by the color.
Yeah. You know, I am.
No, there's not a ton of aroma though.
Oh, you're not getting any?
No,
I'm getting.
When you pop it open, the whole place isn't like vap full of like cranberry and tangerine or like pomegranate. Or yogurt. This
I'm
one
getting
is like
so much vanilla.
Once you put it to your nose, it's intense. But out here, I can't smell anything.
It is very intense now. Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely not like the Just Add Fruit where like the whole room is just filled with aroma. This just...
Or Jackrabbits.
Yeah, no, it's all vanilla. Like, I get a little bit of cinnamon, a lot of that, as they say on Facebook, Madagascar vanilla.
I definitely get vanilla and like a tiny bit of cinnamon, not that much. I mean, it's very vanilla. To me, it's like a vanilla cookie. Like if you've seen those candles that say vanilla cookies, not the vanilla, just vanilla cookies. Because it's almost like a sweet vanilla.
I'll tell you how it tastes. It tastes, the peach character of it, it tastes like peach skin. It's not super peachy. But it's like that first bite of a peach where you're getting like half skin, half peach. That's what I get from the peach character. But it is very overwhelming with vanilla and cinnamon. It's a very warming feeling. But the peach is just not super present. It's not a really sweet peach. It's kind of a dull peach with the vanilla and the cinnamon.
I definitely taste a sour peach. I get lots of cinnamon. I get vanilla. The vanilla is almost over the top. And I get a tiny bit of bourbon on it too, like a sweet bourbon, like a caramel bourbon.
Yeah.
In the finish, you get kind of like this heat from the alcohol with like cinnamon, vanilla, and a lot of oak.
Yeah. No, it's on the back end. It's really on the back end. It's not like super present on the front. It's on the back.
A sour peach kind of coats your whole mouth, and then cinnamon sprinkles all over it. And then in the finish, you get like vanilla, like sweet vanilla, not just like regular vanilla. It's more like a sweet vanilla. And then you get like some warm oak, and then a little bit of like alcohol and a warm finish. Basically, it's definitely something that warms you up. The way that it was brewed, I feel like it was brewed as a very hot beer, and they aged it in the barrels to mellow it out, and it worked pretty well. It's definitely like a warming sensation as you're drinking it. You're tasting the alcohol. It is very warm, but with all the layers of oak and spice and peach, it's actually very, very good.
It's a really complex beer, and that's one of my favorite types of beers, just the really complex flavors where you could just kind of sip on it and just get different things every time when you try and focus in on the different flavors. It's really just like a maze of flavor.
I would say one of the best things about it, because I've had barrel-aged sours before, is the body of it. The body of this is actually very thick. The only thing that I say about it is that maybe because there's so much peach on the can and everything, that there should be more peach flavor in it. It's kind of a sour kind of... There's a light sour peach in there. And the vanilla is kind of overpowering on it, but at the same time, for a rating on it, I would probably do a 4-pack of it, maybe a keg. It's pretty good. It definitely is a step up in the right direction. I might mention by Burning Barrel Brewing Company, where they're making some amazing sours there. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and I gotta just add to that. One of my favorite things about Burning Barrel is their sours. Fresh out of the oven line is unparalleled. So I really do think this is a good beer. I don't necessarily think it lives up to the fresh out of the oven. The fresh out of the barrel, they're obviously trying to, ride the coattails of their fresh out of the oven line. I don't think it's quite there. I think the fresh out of the oven is leagues ahead of their fresh out of the barrel. I would get a 4-pack like I did.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.